Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome to my Planet Coaster Ghostbusters DLC pack first look. So I was very lucky to get early access to the Ghostbusters pack, and I have to say I'm so excited for it, and I hope you are too. When they announced that they were doing it, I was like, oh my god, one of my all-time favorite movies combined with one of my all-time favorite games. So yeah, let's take a look at everything that's kind of included here in the pack. There's a lot to look at, so let's just jump right in. So first of all, obviously, here is the Ecto one, and I mean, just look at that model. It looks awesome. It says Ecto 1 on the license plate. It's just, the detailing on it is amazing. It looks exactly like the movie. Looks so good. And then, so we're gonna jump to the beginning of the park here. I kind of laid out everything that comes with the DLC. So first thing we're gonna look at is right here, this brand new roller coaster, which is called, well, they named it Little Spud, but this is actually called the RollerCoaster, is the roller coaster type. And it's like a kiddie coaster, you know, it's not too crazy, it's not very long, but yeah, it's pretty fun. And we got, I love that it has Slimer on the front of it. And you know, look, you got two little kids right in the front, they're excited to go on it. We have a Ghostbusters themed Street Fox coffee, which the only thing I think that really makes it Ghostbusters themed is that it's using building pieces from the pack. That's really the only thing there. We have a bunch of blueprints. So I laid out all basically the pre-made blueprints that come in the pack. So we have the Stay Puft Marshmallows, which is a brand new brand as well. So you actually have, you know, in your shops and facilities, it's a new brand, you know, much like Chief Beef and Street Fox and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. You go inside too, it's like Stay Puft. It's just a whole bunch of marshmallows. I guess you could just buy yourself a big old cup of marshmallows if you want, which I like marshmallows. That's pretty cool. Here is like just a single shop, which is the same thing, just a little smaller. And of course, new building types here as well, which look really cool. Over here, this is a Ecto Containment unit. Now, I'm not going to go over those because, you know, I want to save some of the surprise for you guys. But let's just say that those are pretty cool. So we jump around over here, you know, so again, some more blueprints. We have like a first aid. We have a restaurant here, or is that a hotel? That's a hotel. This is a restaurant. We have like a little mini staff building here. Oh, sorry about that. One of my favorite things that came with this is there's actually some facades. So we have these buildings here which are facades, and they actually added like facade scaffolding. So, you know, a lot of Planet Coaster creators have made their own facades and had to do like custom scaffolding. Well, now they're actually in the game. Content Pack Ghostbusters. So you can see there's lots of buildings here. But yeah, so there you go. So you have scaffolding here, so you can make your own facades if you'd like out of those pieces. I really like these facades here. They're like, they have that, you know, they look like buildings, but you know, you can use them they'd be good for like dark rides, or if you wanted to place them, you know, maybe kind of further away from a ride. So, you know, you kind of get that feeling that you're in a city. So of course we have the giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and I love that they included a church, because if you recall in the movie, he steps on it and Peter Venkman's like, nobody steps on a church in my town. And he's actually an animatronic. He's not moving now, but if I go to here, like, so you can see his head kind of moves and his eyes move a little bit, which is pretty cool. I love it. And then of course we have Dana Barrett's apartment, which looks amazing. And these are all new building pieces as well. And then of course up here we have the Temple of Gozer, which is amazing. It looks exactly like the movie. Even with like, well, like we come down here with the Hellhounds, like look at those guys. They look straight from the movie. And then like even this like falls down in the movie. So good. But if we go in, I mean, look at that backdrop. It looks exactly like the movie. It's like taken straight from the movie, and you have the like the mist and the fog there. It looks so good, doesn't it? And then of course, what would be a Ghostbusters pack without the Ghostbusters firehouse, which looks pretty cool. I mean, it looks really good. It's like, it looks, you know, it looks exactly like the actual firehouse. Which, little bit of fun facts, I've actually visited the real building in New York City. It's an actual, you know, when they filmed the movie, they only filmed, you know, the outside of the building. The inside, I believe, was a building in California, but the outside, you can actually go. It's a actual, like nowadays, it's a real functioning firehouse in New York City that you can visit. There's the new, this is the new track ride, the Ghostbusters Experience, which for the first time, you know, us as the player can actually get on the ride and actually play the game. So this is pretty cool. It starts, you can shoot your targets, and it down here it counts up your points. And it makes like the little Proton Pack noise when you shoot everything. But that's pretty awesome. And I could see all kinds of really cool dark rides being created with this. There's another track ride, which is called Quick Draw. And it's the same exact thing, except for it's not Ghostbusters themed. The car has a little bit more of a generic look to it, so you know, you can make your own kind of shooting gallery ride that's not Ghostbusters themed if you wanted. And you can see, like, I kind of just threw together some quick little facades to, you know, just to kind of show it off in general. And then, alright, so we're gonna get into some of all the scenery pieces here. So first of all, we have like we have a large, small Proton Pack. There's a large and small version of each item. So Proton Pack, the PKE meter, the trap, the little like foot pedal that they use to, you know, open the trap. We have from the Sedgwick Hotel, we have like the nice little tables and the chairs and the chandelier. And then we have all 4 Ghostbusters, and there's 4 versions of each Ghostbuster. So right here we have Egon. You have one who's cheering, one who's shooting, he's like kneeling down shooting the Proton Pack. He's just idle and then standing shooting the Proton Pack. Peter Venkman, his cheering one is just doing his little jig. And then each one has like a kneeling, standing, shooting, and then an idle. So there's Ray. And the cool thing about these animatronics is that they don't have like the little gearbox underneath of them. So that's really cool. So we got Ray, and then of course, can't forget Winston. He's there. There's the Ecto one, which we already looked over. Looks really cool. It even has like in the back, like it even has details in the car. Like it has a little place where they carry the Proton Packs. The only thing I'm kind of surprised is this is the only model. They didn't include, like if you go to, for instance, if you go to like the Back to the Future, Knight Rider, and Munsters, you know, they have different versions of the cars, but then they also have the individual pieces of the cars. They didn't include that, and my only guess is maybe, you know, it was just you know, because it is a license, maybe they didn't want them to include pieces of the Ecto one. I don't know. I can't say, but that was kind of surprising to me. But either way, the model looks amazing. And we have Gozer. How about that? I called it in my like speculation theory video I made. I was like, I really hope they include Gozer. And they did. There's 3 versions. There's one where she's being idle, one where she shoots the lightning, and another where she's just kind of taunting. And you can't have Gozer without her minions. We have each Hellhound. We have Vince. We have an attack. We have an idle. And we have a roar. And of course, Zool. Attack, idle, and a roar. We also have Slimer. And one of my favorite things about all these ghosts is how, like, first of all, they're sort of, kind of transparent a little bit. And you can see through them. So Slimer comes in 7 varieties. So we have a, well, they're not named, but they each do kind of something else. You know, we have this guy, he kind of goes back and forth. This guy over here kind of charges forward quite a bit. Like, that's a good distance. We have a lightning effect, which is, you remember, it's like in the movie, the Vince and Zool, when they're opening the gate, that's the lightning. There's also 2 new types of mists. So there's Ghostbusters Mist Large and a small. And I like that these elements are like the little small elements. They're not like the big flat square pieces that some of the other mist and like fog elements are. And then there are 9 ghosts. And each ghost has 3 variations. But look at these guys. They all have their own little sound effects. This guy's got like, he's spewing little stuff. This guy's got like look at the kind of like mist and stuff that's coming off of him. It's so good. And I love the element too. It's cool. We have this little green guy. He's a little chubby guy. I like the like little claws on his wings. We have this dude who's like sort of like, he's like electrified. We have this little guy with his like giant claws. He's like spews like a little like green gas thing out of his mouth. He like burps, I guess. And then we have this purple guy. And each one of their variations are different from each other. So like this guy, he kind of goes back and forth. This guy goes up and down. This guy kind of flies around a little circle. We have this little orange guy. I like this guy. I think he's, I don't know, he might be my favorite. I like the color of him. And then this one's sweet too. Look at him. That looks scary as all get out, right? But yeah, I mean, that's the Ghostbusters pack. Now, I will say I didn't show off every single individual building piece. But for those of you who, I know some people were, you know, missing scenery and building items with the last 2 packs, which were all rides, there are a lot of new building pieces. And, you know, that's, you know, because there's, you know, you have the firehouse and you have Dana's apartment, plus the temple up top. So those all required, you know, brand new pieces to be created. And I mean, it looks awesome. Like, look at the door. Look at that. That's so cool looking. And it looks exactly like the movie. Here, let's take a quick look at it at nighttime. Like, look at the lighting there. And then look at the ghosts too. Like, they give off like a really cool glow. Like, the Proton Packs look awesome. Oh, look at her lightning and like Slimer. And then, oh, I forgot to show this. Like this little swirly gas. The element's so small, I gotta find it. There it is. but it's called Ghostbuster Swirling Cloud. And I think that's sort of like, if you remember in the movie, like above Dana's apartment, like the clouds kind of come out and swirl up around it. But I mean, yeah, that's the Ghostbusters pack. There is some new music and ambient effects. So if we go, now I'm not going to go through all of them, but so ambient effects, there's Gozer's Temple, Spook Central Rooftop, there's all kinds of cool stuff. And then there's also music. So if we go down to find Ghostbusters here, there's so much music in this game, it's great. I love that they put so much work into the music in this game. There we go. So you have the classic Ray Parker Jr. Theme song. We have the instrumental version. There's an orchestral arrangement. There's an acoustic arrangement, which is on the Slimer roller coaster, the RollerCoaster, and then there's a couple other there. So, cool new sound effects and music to play around with as well. And I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am to use this pack. And besides all of the scenery pieces and everything, there is a brand new scenario which will be up on my channel. I am going to be doing a playthrough of the scenario, so make sure after you're done watching this, you go check that out, because it's going to be really fun. But yeah, so let me know in the comments, are you excited for the pack? Are you happy that there's some scenery and building pieces to use? I know it's a little more expensive than the DLCs usually have been. I think this one is $14.99. Usually I think they're like $10.99. So it's a couple extra dollars, but obviously they have to pay for the license to use Ghostbusters. It's a huge IP, so I don't fault them for raising the price on that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's the Ghostbusters DLC pack. It looks amazing. I'm super excited to use it, and I hope you are too. So be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.